Hi, Carmen. Hi, everyone. We're back.
Hello,
It's good to be
nice to see
here.
you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, even if it's virtually. It's always good to connect, and I look forward to these times. We wanted to come back um, to have a bit of a conversation around a new project that we're working on and spend a little bit of time just chatting about our returning to real project.
Yeah, just as this our conversation, we've kind of termed returning to real because it's something that really resonates with both of us. And what it means to us is authenticity. And there's a lot of talk right now about returning to normal or returning, what will the new normal look like? And I kind of like to look at it as returning to real because we don't have to return to anything that we had previously. But what's important is what is authentic for you, Suzanne, what's authentic for me and anyone else who's, everyone else who's on this journey pre-COVID, during COVID, and now, we are coming out of it. How long that will take, nobody really knows, but returning to real. And you and I both love to write, and we've often talked about creativity as a part of healing. And it's actually really a birthright that we all have. And it's an innate quality of our authentic selves. And so returning to real through creativity in the form of a book. And we're excited to share with our listeners today that new project, the book that, well, I'm going to say we started in October with our creative intention, and we are excited to move forward with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole notion of returning to real is really something that we both share. And we've been exploring for a long time. We've been exploring as long as we've, sort of developed um, I'll say this partnership a few years ago. And and it really is the Returning to Real project, the book that we're planning, really is, I think, the natural evolution of our journey. Um, we've continually explored um, uh, what it means for us to be authentic, and we've shared some pretty deeply personal stories around our own growth and our own journey. And so COVID has, in a way, made it possible for us to really focus and hone in, and it's expanded our our view, I'll say, and and we've had to dig deep, to sort of maintain a level of stability, and our resiliency, and to continue to grow. And for us, uh, creativity, the notion of creativity really blossomed. And so you said, we've been sort of working on this since October, but we're just really starting to talk about it now because it really needed to evolve into something that absolutely resonated with us. And what resonated with us was, how do we how do we help people through a book to return to a more authentic place, rather than think about the return to normal. I loved the way that you said that, Carm. Many of us, are talking about returning to normal, and we hear it on the news and we hear it from people. But in fact, what is normal? I think it's a bit of a myth. But authenticity and being real isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the terms that we've created along the way, raw, risking, real is the framework that will be the backbone of the book that we create in terms of helping ourselves and our readers journey back to themselves, returning to what's real, what's important to them. And in this book, we've created several chapters of some of those what we'll call sub-personalities that can take over and play the lead role in our lives sometimes when we're in stressful situations, or they're a part of us, and that's okay. So the approach that we're taking is we're going to, be compassionate, offer 5 levels of compassion to all parts of ourselves in this book, but we are going to dive into specific parts or sub-personalities that are real for everybody, that can kind of get in the way of our true authenticity. If is one way of looking at it, isn't Suzanne?
Yeah, and really the inspiration has come from both our own journey in our own lives, but also from what we see in our clients, and so it'll be a mix of both. We'll be providing some educational components around what you called the sub-personalities. So some of those traits, some of those behaviors that we see coming up in many of our clients, but very often in our own lives. And we'll talk about them, and we'll offer strategies and practices to move through some of those issues that we carry. So we're hoping that it's experiential, that it's a guide. It's a guide to life. It's a guide to a more authentic way of being.
Yeah, and we'll have some practices for our readers to try as well, and just what's come up for us as we're discussing our book, our common personality or issues that our clients face as us as human beings as well. And so just to give our listeners a taste of what's in the book, some of the things that Suzanne and I are going to explore are our inner critics, the people-pleasing part, the perfectionist part, the expert part, the imposter syndrome part, and a rescuer part, and an analyzer, explainer part, and all of that with how do we work with those parts of ourselves if and when they're blocking us from our true authentic self, which is our real self. So returning to real, and not a way to overcome those parts, but a way to get to know all those parts, befriend those parts, and work harmoniously together in a family.
Yes. And that's where the compassion comes in. So the foundation will be that of compassion, and through learning to love all of those aspects of ourselves. The goal is never to get rid of some of those very important parts, but to befriend them, to get to know them, to integrate them. So if what you're hearing resonates, and if you recognized yourself in some of the sub-personalities that you talked about, Carm, then come back come back to our channel. Over the coming months, we're going to tell you a little bit about some of the chapters. We'll have more in-depth conversations about what we're planning and the type of information that you'll find in the book. But
Maybe the next 3-4 months. Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So we're really excited about it. We're excited about taking years of experience and rolling it into something that can be so useful and helpful to people.
That is what lights us up about this project, is that there is so much we have to share that we hope helps people move forward and to become their best resilient, authentic selves. So this is just so exciting for us. And I really look forward to the next 4 months creating this guidebook with you, Suzanne. And we also plan to have conversations together over the next few months, either weekly or bi-weekly, around each chapter of the different sub-personalities that we just discussed, or the different parts that we just discussed. So if one of those resonates with you, you can tune in and we can dive a little bit deeper into those specific parts to explore.
Wonderful. And we should probably also put in a plug for our publisher, As You Wish Publishing. Kyra and Todd, who are amazing, and we're so blessed to have found them. So on that note, thank you, everyone, and we look forward to returning. Wonderful to see you, my friend, and let's get writing.
Let's get writing. Thank you, Suzanne. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.